Good morning, guys. I slept in again today. I don't know how strong this medication is because I have two alarms set for 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. and the volume is the loudest that I can make it, but for some reason I don't wake up. I don't even have any memory of waking up and turning it off. I just wake up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. and then I'm just like, what happened? Also, my window keeps creaking and I don't know why, and it's kind of freaking me out. I have my coffee and this mysterious looking book here. I don't know if anyone would know what this is. I don't know if anyone recognizes this. Let me know if you do. But this is After Dark by Haruki Murakami, and I love this hardcover collection, and this is from Vintage Classics, the publisher, and it's just, look how gorgeous this is. So I started reading this one last night, but then I got too tired and I wanted to sit down and read it in one sitting because this book takes place in one night. It's 200 pages and the whole story takes place over one night, and each chapter is like a different time of night. So it goes from around midnight until 7 a.m. I believe. So I wanted to just sit down and read it in one sitting. So I waited until morning to actually sit down and read it. I actually have a bunch of Murakami books from this publisher. So I have A Wild Sheep Chase, and the colors on this one are so beautiful, and just the star on the sheep as well. Like, the art on these is so gorgeous. This one is Kafka on the Shore, and I believe he's won an award called Kafka, so that's interesting, and I'm interested to see why he titled it that. And this one is Norwegian Wood, and I believe this is the book that made him really famous, so I'm gonna read this after I finish After Dark. And the last one is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. So the art on these is just so gorgeous. That section on my bookshelf where I have the Vintage Classic Murakami books, that's my absolute favorite section of my whole little library, and I have it right next to me, so sometimes I just zone out and I just stare at my books, and I'll just stare at my Murakami collection and just admire the beautiful artwork. So this book actually has a little introduction of Murakami and things that I did not know about him. So when he was 99, when he was 29, he was running a jazz bar in Tokyo, and then he just had this impulse to write a novel, and he wrote his first novel, Hear the Wind Sing, and he won a writer's award for his first novel. And Norwegian Wood, published in 1987, that turned Murakami from a writer into a phenomenon. So that's the one that really made him famous. So I'm really excited to read that one, and just, that's so interesting to read about his history. Like, how did he just go from running a jazz bar to impulsively writing an award-winning book? The midnight hour approaches in an almost empty diner. Mari sips her coffee and reads a book, but soon her solitude is disturbed. A girl has been beaten up at the Alphaville Hotel and needs Mari's help. Meanwhile, Mari's beautiful sister Eri lies in a deep, heavy sleep that is too perfect, too pure to be normal. It has lasted for 2 months. But tonight, as the digital clock displays midnight, a hint of life flickers across the television screen in her room, even though its plug has been pulled out. Strange nocturnal happenings, or a trick of the night. That's the premise of this book. That's the introduction, and that just, even just the introduction is so beautiful. I can't describe how I feel when I read Murakami's writing. The best way I can describe Murakami's books, and the way I describe it when I'm recommending it to people, is just strange, surreal, and wonderful, and it'll leave you dumbfounded. It'll leave you with so many emotions. It'll leave you with so many questions. But that's the beauty of Murakami, and his writing is just, I I love this author so much. The first book I read by him was Strange Library, and I actually have it right here, and this was love at first sight. The story, the artwork, it was just... I fell in love with his writing as soon as I read this book. As soon as I opened this book, I fell in love with his writing, like within the first few pages. And since then, I've read a lot of his short stories, but I haven't actually gotten to his full-length books yet, so I'm really intrigued to see what those are like. And after I read the first chapter of this, I already know it's gonna be incredible. I know I was debating between Recursion and Yellowface, but I kept having the urge to pick up a Murakami book, so I did, and as soon as I opened this, within the first couple pages, it sucks you into the book. You're fully immersed, and I don't know how he does it. It's just... I couldn't... If I continued reading last night, uninterrupted, I probably would have continued reading it, but I got a call from my friend, so it kind of pulled me out of it, and then I realized I was tired, and I decided, okay, I want to be awake for this, I want to fully experience this, which is why I decided to wait until today. So I'm gonna read through this whole thing, no breaks, and I will be back when I'm done with this. I should have turned off that lamp sooner. The lighting looks so much better without it, but it's off now and it's kind of dark, so it's a little hard to read, so I'll probably turn it on again when I'm just actually reading, but I just wanted to read this part. So it says, specifically, I wrote this novel as if I were writing a scenario, meaning that the whole story depends mainly on dialogue. In between dialogues, I added simple stage directions. I didn't spend much time on descriptive passages. This made for a story that moved along briskly and smoothly. Then all I had to do was add and expand detailed descriptions of settings and mental states later on as needed. The important point was for the narrator to not come to a halt. Keep on walking was the motto. With After Dark, I decided from the start to try a totally different writing style. I wanted to see what kind of novel I could come up with using that new way of writing. I consciously sped up the pace of the story, quickly switching between viewpoints and scenes. Sometimes writing in the first person, sometimes in the second, sometimes following a third-person camera perspective. The events take place from late at night until 7 a.m., and the story is told entirely in the present tense. Realistic events and unreal events exist side by side, acting on each other. These are things that can only happen in the world in the middle of the night, a world wrapped in darkness, where image transcends logic. I don't think I've admired an artist this much since Miyazaki. That's genuinely... I'm a huge Ghibli fan, and I love how strange and surreal Ghibli movies are, and this book gives me that same feeling, but in a completely different way. It's just... I don't even have the words to describe how much I admire this writer's work, and just... Even if you're not a reader, please at least try reading his short stories, because especially if you're into Ghibli, Alice in Wonderland, that kind of thing, it's kind of like a mix of the two. I don't even know how to describe his work. It's just so unique and special and strange and incredible, and okay, I need to stop. I'm gonna sit down and read now. I've switched locations because it's brighter out here. I'm exactly halfway through the book, and all I can say is Murakami's writing is just beautiful, poetic, strange, surreal, and so immersive. I cannot put this book down, and the only reason I took a pause to even film this is because I got a delivery because I ran out of cat food and other essentials, and I had to go unpack all of that. So I'm halfway through the book. I'm absolutely loving it. I haven't felt this way about a book in such a long time. I love him so much. I don't even know how much time has passed since I started reading this, but I'm suddenly 100 pages in within the blink of an eye. Like, this, I will update once I'm done. Oh my god, it really does come in waves. Because I was okay today, and then I was reading, and they were talking about death and reincarnation and nothingness. And I just started bawling my eyes out. I'm just gonna keep reading. Okay, final review. Obviously 5 out of 5. It's Murakami. I cannot not give him a 5. So 5 out of 5. I never know how to explain what I just read after I read a Murakami book. So in the beginning, I wrote this novel as if I were writing a scenario, meaning that the story depends mainly on dialogue. In between dialogues, I added simple stage directions. I didn't spend much time on descriptive passages. This made for a story that moved along briskly and smoothly. And that's exactly what it was. It felt like I was watching a movie. It felt like I was reading a screenplay. It was just so immersive. I felt like I was there in that world, and I don't know how he does it, because it's literally just dialogue and simple actions, and it felt like I was there. I literally, besides that one interruption where my delivery came, I literally just sat down and read through this whole thing in one sitting, and I think that is the best way to read this book, because the premise of it is that everything is happening in one night, and it's just so fascinating that all these things, all these encounters can happen throughout the course of one night. And then at the end, everything just goes back to normal. The sun rises, everyone gets up, everyone's just going about their regular routine as if nothing happened. And it's just so fascinating and mind-boggling, and it still leaves you with so many questions. All of Murakami's books, they will leave you with questions, and they will leave you dumbfounded. It was just so, like all Murakami books, it was so strange and surreal, and there were parts that are more realistic than the short stories that I've read by him, but some parts that were just, you have no idea what is going on, and it's just never explained. Like, was it all a dream? Did it really happen? It's never explained, and it just continues. It's basically saying, like, the cycle's gonna continue, and it's just waiting, like, the day has begun, but it's just waiting for night to fall again and for the cycle to continue. And there's just something so fascinating about that. It was also super fast-paced, and that was intentional. He intentionally wanted it to be fast-paced, so I don't know when exactly I sat down to read this, but I feel like I started reading it, and the next thing I knew, I was halfway through the book, and then I was done, and it just... I'm definitely gonna be rereading this multiple times, and it's incredible book. Honestly, anything written by him, I always enjoy so much, and I always get so immersed in his writing, and his writing style is so unique and so different from anything I've ever read, and I'm so intrigued to read his other longer novels now. I want to know how this man's brain works. I want to know how he can have so much diversity. The way he writes his short stories compared to this book, it was different, but it just leaves you with so many emotions, so many questions, but the writing style is so different and unique, and just... I'm trying to think of the right word. That's not diversity, that's not the right word. But he's just... I don't know how he does it. I want to know how his brain works. Range, that's the word I was thinking of. I'm so dumbfounded by this book that I couldn't even think properly, but I don't know how he has so much range, because all his short stories I've read and this book, it's just, I don't know how he does it. I could ramble on like this forever, but incredible author, incredible book. I was fully immersed the entire time, fully emotionally invested in every character, and I wish it kept going, and I wish there was a sequel where they write about the next night and what happens the next night, because I want to know what happens. But that's the beauty of Murakami, it just leaves you with questions and they just go unanswered. 5 out of 5. I like how bright it is out here, and I'm tired of being in my room, so I'm gonna sit here and edit for a little bit and then go take myself out to dinner somewhere.